So hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I am riding this bike, the Gixxer 250. Now this is my personal bike. I have used this motorcycle for almost 1.5 years now, and I gotta say this is seriously an underrated product by Suzuki. Now let me get start riding before I start to talk a lot about this motorcycle. So let me just wear my gloves. This is the instrument console. It's a small unit, but it gets a lot of information like gear position indicator, shift light, fuel level, 2 trip meters and a battery voltage indicator along with the clock. The red line is marked at 10,000 rpm, but it goes up to 10,500 rpm. There's the limiter. That's the ABS malfunction light, and this is the high engine oil temperature warning, fuel injection malfunction light. That's the high beam. Switch gears are same as Gixxer 150, and I have installed a couple of things on this motorcycle. These are KTM style mirrors for better visibility. I have wrapped this motorcycle a bit so that this is slightly distinguished from other 250s. I've also changed both the tires for better grip because MRFC ones are not so great in terms of cornering. The braking on this motorcycle is also not that great, so I've installed Veshra's ceramic disc pads at the front. I have plans to change that in the rear as well because the performance is really good. That's the exhaust sticker. I am using Exhaust Apex helmet. Let's get started. Let me just show you how this bike sounds. And let's get started. So this motorcycle is powered by a 250cc engine that's oil cooled. In 2022 we have a proper oil cooling system developed by Suzuki. Produces 26.2 PS of power and 22 Nm of torque. All this is delivered high up in the rev range, but this is not very linear, to be honest. And this motorcycle weighs just 153 kgs. To be honest, this is really nimble, and after installing the Apollo H1 tires, this bike goes really well in terms of cornering. This motorcycle is good in the lower end, but not as great as the FZ25. This motorcycle is also strong in the top end, but not as strong as the KTM Duke 250. And this bike can do easily 120 kilometers per hour all day long. The engine is stress-free. There are hardly any vibrations in the lower end, but this thing gets slightly buzzier in the top end. This motorcycle is powered by a 6-speed transmission, but it misses out on a slipper clutch. That is something which Suzuki should have given this in this bike at least. And it also misses out on the most interesting part which V-Strom has. Now V-Strom is also built on the same platform, but it gets an upgraded console which features the Bluetooth capabilities. Now this bike has just got a side stand indicator update in the new model which they have released. In terms of pricing, when I bought this motorcycle, it was for around 193k. That's 1,93,000. And now upgraded from the Phaser version 2 to the Gixxer 250, and I feel like Suzuki have kind of improved their service network in Lucknow. At least they have their most of the consumable parts ready, and Suzuki is trying really hard to capture the 250cc market. I just wish they had bought the GSX 250R that comes with a parallel twin engine, because the quarter-liter market in India demands slightly good bikes. I'm not saying that this bike is not so good, but we don't have parallel twin 250cc's as of now. Gear shifts are butter smooth on this motorcycle, and this motorcycle can do 153 kilometers per hour in the 6th gear. Overall, I feel that Suzuki have priced this bike really competitively, but it's just that this motorcycle is not being marketed for the youngsters. Suzuki should have actually added slightly more aggressive styling to capture the youngsters' attention, and maybe in the Gixxer version 2, Gixxer 250 version 2 or version 3, whatever comes in the market, Maybe Suzuki can try to improve the styling. Maybe they can add the slipper clutch, quick shifter maybe, because the competition now is moving up with Bluetooth connectivity, better quality consoles, and a lot of capabilities in terms of the chassis and the tires. All this can be given to Gixxer to make this motorcycle apt for city as well as on the highway, and also for the trucks. We don't have good options in the 250cc segment. We only have the FZ25, the Pulsar 250s, and few bikes which can compete must be available. Now there's a corner. I'm trying to take a corner. Just listen to the that's a 250cc performance, and that's a really nice exhaust note as well. This motorcycle is really nimble, to be honest. After installing the Apollo H1s, I'm able to scrape the foot pegs very easily. The seating posture is slightly sportier. It's not completely upright, so you sit inside the bike rather than on the bike, and as I said, it goes into corners really well. It's really nimble, it's really light on its feet. But the suspension setup, to be honest, the Gixxer 150 suspension setup was, I would say, very balanced. It had stiffly sprung suspension, but it was good in terms of the capabilities for the Indian road. Like it glides through potholes easily. The Gixxer 250 has slightly stiffer suspension, and that's because this gets a slightly sportier ride quality. This is because they wanted to give this motorcycle a better capability in terms of corners. At times when there is direct sunlight, this console works very well, but I wish Suzuki could have given us the wide backlit console, which not only looks great but would also give us better visibility even under direct sunlight. It pulls really nicely even in the top gears. The mid-range is really strong. The only point I wish Suzuki could have given this is slightly better styling and slightly stronger top end. It has a really smooth torque, to be honest. You can easily putter around in the city going in the 6th gear, and if you want to overtake, you can just downshift one gear down and you're good to go. Now here comes a corner. I'm gonna try to corner really hard. So there you see how it that's the beauty of the Apollo tires. It has enhanced the cornering ability of this motorcycle really well. Even under very bumper to bumper traffic, this motorcycle hardly heats up, and even if it does, it has got a fan. It's gonna be cooling the engine, and that's not an ordinary oil cooler like the RTR 200. This actually has a fan which is gonna be cooling the oil actively, so it doesn't require any extra coolant or cooling water solution, which is actually one less thing in terms of maintenance. Handlebars are wide enough. The only gripe which I feel in terms of the riding experience is the seats. Now the stock seats are slightly stiffer and not so great in terms of the room which they offer. So I have actually upgraded my seats. I've upgraded the seat paddings and the cushioning, so it feels a lot more comfortable now. And I've done 800 kilometers on this bike in a single day. I didn't really face any issues in terms of heating, in terms of power loss. It was a good experience, and this motorcycle is really capable of mile munching. So that's it, guys. That was the review of the Gixxer 250. Please do hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel. I am getting back on YouTube, but getting a lot of content for you guys. So please do hit the subscribe button, and also share this video with your friends who are planning to buy the Gixxer 250.